So, at this point, you will have all seen the crumbling of human civilization here in the Evening Lands. Things are, you might say, not doing great. And there are problems within different factions that don't trust one another, even within minor factions within factions. And then apparently something on the inside that is affecting and directing all of this. Meanwhile, a goblin horde on the outside that at this point is actually tearing down the wall. So, Helmer of Westernell, leading a cavalry force of your own sworn enemy to save your home. And Alara the Elven Ranger, leading the Black Oak Rangers who have not mobilized in over two decades to battle. To try to relieve Griff's Bluff, and you had turned the tide, in fact. And then things began to change. Let's see. Come on, Foundry. Goodness. Is it working for you all?
Seems to work for me.
Is this when I say no because we're not winning yet?
Mulligan.
And we still have that Underminer Rhino thing.
Right, that thing.
I don't know what else to call it. It reminds me of the Underminer from The Incredibles.
Nice. All right, so yes, the battle lines have kind of coalesced at this one point. Let me make sure I'm in the right place. Yeah, and goblin reinforcements have arrived. You have driven off two of the efforts to try to, if not demoralize, then tear down the walls of Griff's Bluff. And so you've joined the main force, and you've come together, and where's he at? Baron Edric von Hillsborough himself, the Baron of Griff's Bluff, has rode out with his personal guard to join the battle, and meets with all of you as the goblin two ranks of goblin forces have been pushed back, if you remember, and he says, you know, well, I guess I guess that what is her name? Her name is I can't think of her name. Oh no.
Countess.
Yes, Yestra. Thank you. So, it seems that Countess Yestra has some honor, and then he says of seeing the Rangers, and most of them elves, and it seems the Black Oak Rangers do exist. And then all of a sudden, a banner of parley, rugged and strange as it is raised from the goblin ranks.
Well, this is highly suspect.
Not to be annoying, but what happened to the thing that had just busted up through the ground?
Yeah, this is kind of like zooming into that time and space.
Okay, I'm
yeah,
just.
so
that
that
was.
has
I was.
not happened. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Is this possible?
Who do you say that to?
Anyone who's the Baron, Helmer. I look at them both. Indicate my in the direction what I'm talking about.
Helmer's frowning and looking uncomfortable at this. I'm not okay with this, but honor bonds us.
Goblins are an honorable. This is an unlikely outcome.
Ultimately, Lord Baron, what shall we do?
Well, I would not want to stain the honor of Sir Helmer of Westernell. And so he gathers several of his close guards and prepares to ride out to meet with this envoy.
Shall we accompany him?
I believe so, yes.
Rabbi, I guess. Okay.
You want to be where the action is?
Yeah, it's probably a trap, but we should totally, be ready just in case.
Riding out is actually, although you don't know him, you know him now by, as you ride out, Baron Hillsborough says it. He says, Briggle. He's held together the largest confederation of goblin tribes in the Vale's history. And they, when you ride out, they speak in goblin. They don't speak common. They're like,
I can understand them, yes?
you speak goblin, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he says something sarcastic, like, "What a beautiful day it is." I guess you're the interpreter now, translator.
Unwilling interpreter, but yeah. I don't think they're going to like talking to an elf either.
Yeah, probably not. Especially Tharnlin really is not having this. But anyways, Briggle, he takes something out of a sack and he holds up a grisly severed head. It is the head of this goblin. And then he tosses it in front of the horses, in front of Baron Hillsborough and the rest of you.
Elmer looks over and says, well, that's a strange threat.
Do we recognize that goblin?
Yes, that is the goblin that you charmed and convinced to let you have the
sword.
The sword, yeah.
We
Well,
didn't
we
like them to begin with, though.
No, there's no nice ones.
His I'm trouble. Briggle says in Goblin like in this nasty guttural voice. Alara, he says, "I know of your betrayal. I know everything that happened off that road." He says this to the Baron, looking at him, speaking in Goblin, and you will pay. And yeah, what do you do, Alara?
I'd probably translate to the group as this does not seem to be so much of a surrender as a threat. He says he knows what happened on the road, and that we will all pay for what happened.
You sure you didn't just mean the Baron?
It seemed to be directed at us. Would
No,
I know?
He was looking at the Baron when he said it, actually.
Okay, so I was gonna ask with parts of speech. Would I know whether it was a singular or plural?
Yeah, he was speaking singular and direct to the Baron.
Okay, so he was speaking directly to the Baron then. Would
And then-
we know what happened?
I think you know what actually happened. But, you know...
Oh, he's assuming the Baron did it.
You're not sure.
Okay.
Yeah, but what do you... Yeah, okay, so you say something about... You tell them about... He says that he knows what happened off the road or something like that.
And that the Baron will pay for what he did.
The Baron looks confused enough, and then their company turns around and rejoins their ranks, allowing you to depart the field.
You know, under the flag of false parley, I would not have been found my honored stain by slaying them there. Then he rides back.
The remaining catapults and siege equipment are turned away from the castle, and the stuff is tossed into the air. It's not on fire. It's not large. Some of it disintegrates in the air and flies in pieces. It's not aerodynamic. But things fall all along you, among you, and it doesn't even hurt you. These are pieces of people that they've taken, but also animals and chunks of meat.
I think we should just charge straight for that guy and then...
We let them walk away.
We've already let them walk away, but I think we should just charge now. Unless somebody has some kind of strategy, I got nothing.
I was gonna say open fire with a volley of arrows and then charge, but you know.
Also
I'm
good.
kind of along the same plan.
All right. Okay. Let's see here. You fire volleys of arrows. They take cover and turn and fire arrows in turn. You find that actually a great number of your horsemen die in the exchange as you begin to exchange volleys of arrows. Your forces are superior horsemen for goblin, including riders. But arrows are arrows. And the goblins outnumber you nearly 3 or 4 to 1. Meanwhile, something else happens. You hear the sound again. And something bursts from the earth. And I'm going to zoom in actually so that it's easier to kind of see what's going on here. But it bursts in among your own ranks. And seems to just start just charging in amongst the bluffs, Griff's Bluffs guards. And you see men thrown into the air, 20 feet into the air. And torn in half and thrown all around as if they're nothing. They start to perish.
It was the meat. Let's charge out of here. If it follows us, it follows us into them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's gonna take us out, it's gonna take them with us.
Yeah, time to go.
You retreat.
No,
No.
charge forward. I think it's the
Offensive
meat
charge.
that's bringing it here. So charge forward to them, kind of go around the thing and straight for the goblins.
All right.
I think it'll follow us.
Okay. You're gonna try to get it to follow you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You charge straight into the goblin ranks. This also proves to be a rather desperate gambit. And you lose more of your horsemen as you clash into their ranks. Actually, I need to zoom in here. And and battle is joined. I'm gonna see if this thing. It's probably not gonna work, to be honest with you, because it now. You see it eating people. It seems to have found a snack, and I'm gonna I'm gonna zoom into combat now. And you can also choose your next objective. Helmer, you can roll a d6 for initiative as well. This will be kind of like character versus character. Okay, you are able to act first. I'm also going to roll separately for Baron von Hillsborough, who's able to act before the giant thing. He's actually going to fight it. Hits.
No.
For 2 whopping damage. Whopping 2 damage.
Bonk.
And
Basically
then,
threw a rock at it and made it mad.
yeah. He should have actually gotten second. Meanwhile, back over to you all, you can also choose just like a normal combat, you can choose what you want to do. Like if there are characters you want to go toward or actions you want to take with your characters.
What kind of coverage
over
did they
here.
use for arrows? Just shields or what?
Yeah, just pieces of wood, and they could also hunker down. It's also worth noting that they're much smaller than you, and they're not also on horses. Most of them aren't. And they actually built a command post here, and they've even done some earthworks.
Does their command post have anything obvious that could burn or be explosive or would make an easy target?
Yeah. They have supplies in their command post because they were trying to execute a siege. What is your intention? What are you trying to do?
I'm thinking setting things on fire, or if I can cause an explosion, basically cause a bit of chaos or panic or distraction.
Okay. If you hit it I'm gonna give it the benefit of, so this is how I'm gonna interpret it. Roll to hit with dexterity, right? If you hit it, you're talking about trying to light your arrows with the pitch that you made, and then trying to.
Yeah.
If you hit it, then it'll cause some chaos back there, and I'm going to change their. You can cause some damage potentially, and I'm going to affect their morale roll, but that'll be your turn if you miss. You can roll to hit.
Okay.
And I think you're retired. Or wait, was that Helmer? That's Helmer, right? No, that's Alara. Alara, so that'd be a
Because I rode
-4.
for 2 days, so I'm a -2, you said.
Yeah, so this would be a -4, but if you're able to hit the target all the way across the field, then it's going to cause a bunch of havoc. Dang it.
Probably not.
Yeah, that would be an 8.
That was worth a shot.
Yeah. What about, Helmer, first of all?
So he's charging over to these guys. Intent is to kind of start cutting his way over to this guy.
All right. You can do that and roll to hit. I'm going to make a bit smaller. There we go. Yeah, and you can move your tokens if people are moving as well.
If Ratbite sees Helmer charging, I think he would try to get an arrow off towards where he's going first to soften him up.
I'm going to shoot as well at the main guy.
These are going to, when you say main guy, you mean Briggle? Like you're going to fire
Yes.
Toward... Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha.
So I'm just trying to get that off before I'm shooting at the back of Helmer's head, but yeah, I rolled a 4, so we'll see. I'm pretty sure it's not a
misses. Hits for 5 damage. That hits for 3 damage. 5, 3 kills him.
Kills Briggle?
No, sorry. Squints and Knob and Tharnlin charge, screaming into battle, and you see these tougher goblins with nice armor and actually their own kind of heraldry. They have dyed fabrics and armors and stuff like that, and they just leap onto one of them and bring it to the ground and end its life. Meanwhile, Edward, you rolled a...
It failed.
Okay.
Thought it was going to be an 18, and then it... Anyway.
All right. What about Ben? You're muted.
Looks like
Ben also failed his attack.
Gotcha.
So I rolled a 5 total. So
all right, they're going to get a chance to attack in response. This one's going to try to attack Helmer. Does a 14 hit? I think no. Yeah. And this one's going to try to attack Tharnlin. Nice. And also Tharnlin. That one. And this one's going to run up, and the goblins are going to kind of join the battle against the rangers here. This elite bodyguard type is going to try to attack Alara. Misses. Nice. And meanwhile, this huge thing here. Where is it? It is going to attack Baron von Hillsborough. Oh yeah, I have to have a book for this. It gets 1 bite attack. Six plus 7. 6 plus 7 misses. And you see it like lower its face in, try to bite Baron Hillsborough, and he rides his horse. You know, the horse has to like almost, you can see the dirt kicked up as he rides by its mouth, and he tries to strike it. It seems to do almost nothing against it. His guards are meanwhile trying to pierce its hide and surround it. And let's see, it also gets 2 claw attacks. Let's see, 6 and 4.
Lucky Baron.
Lucky Baron.
Yeah, misses 2 more times with the claw. His horse is able to charge around behind it. He's able to get behind it. Meanwhile, all of the forces seem distracted. Like, one of the things is like this. The Hillsborough Guard are kind of distracted with trying to deal with this thing now. They seem quite ineffectual against it so far. All right. So let's see. That brings us to the battle again. Meanwhile, your forces, do you try to yell anything out to your mounted forces, Alara and Helmer? And what would you tell them to do?
I'm going to tell them to charge Breagle.
All right. I think it seems like they're getting bogged down. These
Okay,
goblins
then.
are-
And hack and slash and
try to
destroy the goblins.
fight your way through. You're trying to like get through. Okay, get through to the command post, right? This time, I did roll them in advance. This time, the mounted forces are able to rally, and the goblins are no match in the open field against the rangers and the dragoons. And you, in fact, are able to do just that, bursting through their lines to make it to the command post. As some of the goblins are pushed back, others flee, others are dead. Don't worry, Ben, I didn't mean to drag you. Ben runs screaming after the enemy.
Captured by goblins.
I kind of imagined it was you like charging after them, but yeah.
Magic cutlass swinging.
Right.
In fact, if you want, you don't have to do this, but Ben and Edward, you can move forward since Alara and Helmer and the demi-humans are...
I'm content at longbow range.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
I've
Stay
given
longbow
Brandon's
range.
sword to the swordy
hero,
guy.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I imagine.
Oh, go ahead.
Imagine Ben might have gotten swept up with the he was firing and then they came in and they got pushed back. So I assume Ben's swept up in the melee now, so he might just be up there.
All right. Sounds good. Go for it. And we'll just keep the same order where the monsters go last. Piece of cake. So, Ben, what do? You're in amongst the seemingly the elite guard and the tents and the earthworks of the command post of Briggle, the goblin warlord. You can see people being thrown off their horses around you, and horses and men dying and goblins dying as well.
Oh well. I don't know if I wanted to get that in the front lines.
Well, you said it. So there
I
you
did
are.
say it. That's true. I was like, oh wait, am I alone over here? Everyone else is going down. Like, how'd I end up here? So, yeah, that's
It's
what
so
happened.
funny to imagine Ben in this situation. Anyways, like he's like,
Yeah, because
this
Ben
is
is
not a Ben thing.
Not. Yeah, so I imagine he got swept into it, not necessarily on intense. He's like, he was like, I'm gonna stay back. Oh no, and he got swept into it. Now he's there, he's surrounded, so he's gonna draw his cutlass and take a swing and try to find an opening to get away when he can, but he's in it now, so I don't see that happening.
Okay,
Hopefully I can
Okay.
take out somebody.
you can roll to hit. I will roll for the demi-humans down here. Meanwhile,
Okay. Hey, 16.
16. Yeah, that does hit. I
I
assume
think
the
3
one right in front
damage.
of you here.
Yeah, only 3 damage.
All right, that one fails. Let's see, fails, and halfling fails. Edward fails. Okay, Edward, you're firing at range to try to. Are you like aiming towards like the command post and trying to see with a longbow to see if you can arc an arrow in to get that golden shot? And it's just missing.
Yes, I'm trying to hit Briggle. Yes.
No easy thing.
No, apparently not.
No.
Especially not when you can't get above 6.
Helmer, what are you doing? Are you still dueling this surviving bodyguard in front of you to try to get to the lieutenant?
Still fighting. I don't know what this thing did though for my damage.
It's +3.
Because of the sword, yeah. So you did damage him for 4 damage.
What's that -3 though? What's going on here?
Oh, Yeah. Well, it does hit, but yeah, I don't know. Weird. Anyways, Alara, what are you doing?
Are the elite goblins the ones blocking us from Briggle?
Yeah, there are 2 ranks of elite goblins. One of them led by Bleakfog, the lieutenant that led the siege on the main gate before Briggle arrived with the second echelon. And
are they significantly bigger, or do they they're better trained kind of thing?
They're better trained.
I think I'll probably, I don't know, am I able to, like, personally attack and have my rangers attack as well?
Well, the rangers will be kind of in their battle phase where you can direct the overall battle. You can kind of like yell it out and, you know, try to. But meanwhile, you, a hero, what do you do as an individual?
I was going to suggest that I try to go. What did you say his name was? Bleathar?
Bleakfog?
Yeah,
the lieutenant, yeah.
I was going to try to get his attention and engage him in combat and have some of the rangers try to take out some of the elites so that our combined forces can make progress towards Briggle.
You can do that. However, you're in melee. Now, you can still do that. You have an option. You can go at half your movement rate, and you're in the open field. What is your movement rate? Your total movement rate in combat? 30 feet?
Oh. Let's see. I don't know if he's on the board, actually. The leader of the elites, are we talking about the head commander or the commander of the elites? That's the red ones. Or are they the same?
So you got 2 ranks of elite guard. These are the regular goblins that are engaged with your rangers. And then you all are fighting among these elite guard, and you have a lieutenant named Bleakfog who led the siege.
Okay.
The leader of the entire horde is Briggle at the command post. There's like tents and earthworks here where there's some trenches and fortifications, and he's got the main body of his elite guard surrounding him.
Okay. Well, we're going to start working on the elite guard, I think, and then heading towards the initial Bleakfog, I think it is.
Okay.
Trying to get, if our group can't get through, maybe Homer's can.
What do you do as an individual, as a hero?
I'm probably going to be fighting and trying to cut a direct path towards him.
Okay. All right.
With the intent to either get his attention or get to him. Yeah. Okay, so D20?
Yep, D20. And it'll be at a -2, and then you add your dexterity to hit. So probably that hits because, well, actually,
I didn't add dex.
Oh, yeah, 15. Yeah, it hits. You can roll for damage.
Okay, D6. Yes.
D6, 6 damage. Okay. He is still standing but wounded as you slash this goblin bodyguard. Meanwhile, with Hillsborough, he's still circling this thing, trying to fight it. And misses, and I'm going to give a few chances for these veteran units to hit. Critical fail there, did not hit. Not hit. Did not hit.
It's the worst night of... Oh, never mind.
20 finally. 4 damage. Alright. One of them hit. I'm going to just use the elite guard because the rest are going to use their battle rating. Oh, wow. That's real bad. Okay, and then this thing... Now it's the enemy's turn. Alright, he's going to try to attack Hillsborough again. And I think... that hits by quite a bit. Yeah, and you see Hillsborough thrown into the air off his horse. He tumbles across the ground. The old man does. You see him trying to push himself up from the soil, earth. Meanwhile, let's see, these goblins. This one's dead. This one's going to try to attack Helmer. 4 misses. At least the goblins are not doing too great either. Misses, for example. Hits. Oh no. Squints. Takes 3 damage.
Oh my.
You leave Squints alone.
Oh no.
Oh.
Oh no. Darnlin takes 6 damage. The battle is going poorly against this elite guard so far. At least, let's see, this one's going to try to attack Alara. Misses. This one is going to add to the battle rating. Okay, so commanding your forces is the goal still to try to, meanwhile back with that, is the goal to still try to get through and pierce straight into the command post and kill Briggle. Try to defeat the elite guard and pierce, I can't remember what that's called, the maneuver, but basically pierce right up the center and into the command post. Is that the goal?
Yeah. That's still
Okay.
the,
All right, let's see here. It works. The elite guard is pushed back into the command post, and you're able to move forward among them. Bleak Fog is pushed back to his leader, and they're actually able to drive off the main body of goblins so that they can push forward. Let's see here. Whoops. Helmer and Alara, you find yourself fighting among the elite guard just yards away from the command post where Briggle is. Yeah, and you can move up Edward, yeah.
Doggone it.
Yeah, and then you guys can also roll to attack as well as the next round starts.
Alright,
Roll
let's see
for
if
the
I
humans.
plugged this in correctly.
Nice.
Edward's going to need to write a especially good song about his part in this.
Rat fight. I've been panicking, not being a fighter by nature. He yells at his cutlass. He swings.
So that should be 8 damage. I still haven't entered something correctly.
Laura, describe how you kill this elite goblin.
Not so much.
Let's see, what do I have? I'm guessing I'm in close range. I'm using sword. So, can she do dual blade or just single?
You can do dual blade. It gives you +1 to hit. If you choose to do that.
Probably since we're in close quarter combat, using a sword and a dagger, and swinging my sword.
I know that's not in the rules, and I don't care. I mean,
as
the
default.
+1 to hit is, but not you being able to use a sword. Okay, yeah. Sorry, yeah, you do that.
Even if it doesn't give a bonus, it'd be cool for battle. So.
Yeah, no, it does, but anyways, yes, that happens. Let's see here. Goodness. Here we go. And then Helmer, how do you kill the one in front of you? You're now mere footsteps away from the command tent.
So he's hacking and slashing in this battle, and he swings. But then when the goblin goes to strike him, it hits his shield, but the goblin's head just kind of topples.
Yeah. All right.
Didn't even realize he had chopped a goblin. Oh my. Okay.
Things are going well so far, at least in driving to stop Briggle. Not so much with this thing. I'm going to give them their chances to hit it. Oh my.
Goodness gracious. Hey.
Hey,
Now we're talking.
Here
there
we
they
go.
go. That's better.
Yeah, only one of those hits so far.
Well, only the 20, huh?
Yeah, only the 20 hits.
Not even the 18.
Not even the 18. Now it's its turn. It's gonna attack Hillsborough again, who jabbed his sword up from the ground into it, not killing it, but he simply stomps Hillsborough into the ground, killing him. And then turns to the rest of his forces. They are going to make a morale check and possibly quit the field, as they seem to be unable to slay this thing. And then it'll be turned your way. Well, it may eat for a while, and then it'll, look for more food. All right. Meanwhile, the goblin, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of you. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see. Misses. I think that misses. Does anybody have an AC below 13? Alara, maybe?
No.
Or Ben?
I have an AC of 13.
Okay. This would hit for... You take 3 damage, Ben. And... Alright, now we're back to the battle. Are we trying to still try to drive straight into the command post and kind of overrun Briggle? Is that the goal? Okay.
Yeah, hack and slash our way through.
I am out.
Would
of
I have
results.
any better odds at this distance of taking him out with an arrow?
You could. That's a good point, actually.
Since we're closer and there are fewer goblins in between us now.
Yeah, I'll say at this point, since you're here, it'll be just your regular -2 from being tired to attack it from where you are. Yeah, and actually, I think you may even get a bonus, come to think of it, because in this game you have bonuses. You are, and this is at ×3, so you're at 50. You're at 15. Let's see here. 15. Player's Tome. 15. 15. And are you using a longbow?
Yes.
Okay. But the distances, I think, are the same for ranged weapons, because it's it's still 15 yards is that would still fall within. Actually, if you get closer,
It says if I have less than 71 feet, it's +1.
Right. So if you get closer, you'll have +1. But from where you are, it's just you'll have a -2. You'll have a -1 if you can get closer, and then add your
I'll
dexterity.
just give it a go.
Yeah. Everybody can attack, by the way.
Yes, maybe.
Yeah, so -2 and then plus your dexterity. His AC is... I don't know it. I'm going to use his bodyguard. It hits.
Oh, come on.
I think I also hit him for 1 as well.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm pressing the button. But it doesn't
All of a
seem-
sudden, and I think just to abstract it, you see him hunkered down as arrows fly past his head. His bodyguards try to protect him. Helmer, obviously, that strikes the one right in front of you. It's a grievous blow, but he's still up. Oh, nice. Yeah, that definitely hits. Where are... Oh, Ben's right here in the battle. Okay.
Yeah.
You kill that one.
I'm good. He's wounded, and I feel like he got separated from his companions. Now he's around a bunch of soldiers he doesn't know so well, and panicking, but he gets to swing in.
Oh, come on, demi-humans. Come on. Oh, nat 20. Nice. Oh, 2 damage. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, you keep driving them back. You've got Briggle under stress. He's starting to get surrounded. The morale of the goblins is about to break, unfortunately. I'm also going to do... I forgot to do this. There's a couple of battle things I need to do. So... Okay. So some of the goblins die. I'm just going to delete them. I'm just going to start deleting them. A few of the horsemen die. Less. You can continue to... They kind of... What they start doing is driving the goblins back. And you're able to start kind of encircling the command post. And gain the control of the battlefield. Okay, and then I'm also going to do it for these two separate forces down here. And they managed to... Alright, they managed to hurt the thing. With only a few of them dying.
They're motivated.
Yeah, they saw their lord die. Actually, I'll just delete instead of doing
So
stuff.
they have esprit de corps.
All right.
Elmer is Lord of Griff left now.
Anyways, there might be not anybody left. Okay, let's see. Yeah, so back to you all. Again, you can roll to hit, attack. 13, that hits. You slay the one in front of you, Helmer. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do.
Well, 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 if it isn't a clear path to our friend over there.
Yeah, you
Are we
you
any
slice
closer?
through and step right up to the tent and with Briggle himself. Yeah, you are closer, in fact, yes.
So I can try with a...
-1, but then whatever your dexterity is, yeah. Misses. Rat bite misses.
Ah! That was
Oh,
bad.
no. Misses. Okay, I'm
It
gonna do...
says 16. Oh, no, that's never mind. It's... Never mind.
Oh, nice knob.
Woohoo! Nice.
Have to
At
zoom
least
in.
somebody hit.
Oh. Let's see. You see Knob just like stab one of these guys and screams. Let's see, squints. Misses. And Tharnlin. Oh, hits. Ugh, that's not that much though. Oh wait, but it's enough to kill the one that Tharnlin stabbed. The one right in front of him. Alara, you make it with both of your blades up to where the enemy lieutenant is. Bleak Fog. All right. How do you command your forces? Is this going how you prefer? You're trying to drive off the goblins, cordon off the command post, and bring down Briggle. Do I have that right?
Yeah, and I'm especially trying to have my rangers, since we're theoretically better trained, focusing on the elite so that we take the brunt of that.
Right. Well, that went
And then-
really well. I actually forgot to do the people attacking you, though. Let's see, an elite guard.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, right. He's gonna try to attack Helmer. It misses miserably, and just like slides in the mud. Meanwhile, Briggle will draw out his weapon and he just says something guttural, like that. You know, you don't know what he says.
Elmer just goes blah 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 blah.
Does a 16 hit Helmer?
Yes, just hits Elmer.
You take 1 point of damage, and then Bleak Fog is going to attack Alara. And misses. But an elite guard will also try to attack Alara. Is a 15 hit.
Ouch. I think so. AC is 14, so.
You take 3 damage. Let's see, and then the demi-humans. 8, 6, 19, 3 damage to Tharnlin. Okay, meanwhile, back here, well, actually, no. So this battle is going really well, actually. The battle is going well. I rolled like almost double. You lose a couple of horsemen, about 20% of your number. The goblins are nearly in a rout. They flee the field, the regular goblins. And what this does is it allows you to encircle these elite guard forces.
No escape for you. Now here come all our nat 1s and their nat 20s.
And you also
Right.
have that big thing behind you. So if that doesn't go well,
Hopefully he eats goblin, but I doubt it. They taste terrible.
hopefully the Hillsborough guard die bravely. Hopefully that's. Well, let's see how they do.
Bad trumpet noises.
Oh no. That
You
was
mean,
real-
oh yeah.
That was real bad. They also.
They died very bravely.
So good. This isn't actually good news, but it's temporary. A large number of them die, and they're driven back and flee the field. The good news is this
Taking
thing.
them, right?
A little bit of like meta, I guess, gaming here. It's basically a gigantic shark on land, and it goes into a blood frenzy. So it just like chases after them for now. So that's kind of okay, I guess.
It's kind of better than the alternative because
Yeah,
the only thing between it and us is Edward.
I'll take it.
You get that sword back, Edward.
I was just thinking that, but you know,
Okay.
I'm on a horse.
All right. So, and then that's going badly. Back to you all. You can. What actions do the heroes take other than your duels? If you're just attacking, you can do that now. Misses
Continue
again.
to fail. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're trying to like not hit your friends in the chaos of battle and try to actually land one on Briggle himself.
That's how I'm imagining it. Yes.
Yeah. Steve, I think that you're fighting Briggle, and that is going to hit for 10 damage.
Max damage, I think.
You strike into Briggle, and this Icarus black blood flies up from goblin blood, flies up into the air, and he yells and angrily steps back, realizing that his life is near an end at one of these foul humans. Ooh, nice, Ben. Okay, you take down this elite guard. This has an effect on the battle rating, because basically these forces can now completely encircle the enemy. I'm going to just start getting rid of dead bodies here. You're able to basically completely encircle them at this point. Okay.
I imagine Ben is kind of sort of falling into a leadership role, but really he's just trying to get people around him so he doesn't die.
Around to me, please.
So we got him! We got him on the run! You come here. Stay with me.
Let's see. You got a minus. What is your dexterity score?
My dexterity score is 16.
Okay, so you got a +2 with your -2 at 0, so you miss. Oh wait,
But
no,
I get a
you hit
+1
because you're
'cause I'm
fighting with
within
two
range.
weapons.
Yeah.
Oh, you probably need to put your bow away because you can't fire.
Yeah,
a bow
well,
when
because
you're-
there's one behind me and one in front, so I'm guessing I'm swinging swords again.
Okay, yeah. If you just drop your bow and take both of your blades out, you'll hit. You do 4 damage against the enemy lieutenant. Okay. And then the demi-humans. Halfling 12 misses. I think I missed Tharnlon, who also misses. Okay. All right. Let's see. These two are going to try to attack Helmer. What's your armor class again? I'm sorry.
16.
16. Okay. They both miss you. You're just like parrying blades. These jagged goblin blades with the blade of Sir Brandon. Dueling both of them. Meanwhile, two are going to attack Alara. 7 misses. 6 misses. And Alara is the same thing. You are fighting next to each other and just like parrying strikes and fending off multiple goblins at once. And then these... By the way I'm doing kind of the battle is there is a whole battle. So it's not like all these units are just going to attack you, right? But the ones right next to their bosses will, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. So you've kind of got both things going on. The demi-humans are going to get attacked, miss, hit, I think. 2, actually, Tharnlin misses, but Squints takes 2 more damage. Wait, yeah, no, that hits him. Okay, so, now what? Okay, so back to the battle at large. You're probably pretty preoccupied at this point. And so I doubt that you have direct command of these. I'm going to actually just see what happens. But this will resolve these goblin forces if it goes well. It goes very, very well. The conventional goblin forces are routed. And some of the elite guard as well. And only like one of the horsemen. Alright, so you now have them completely surrounded. For some reason, it seems like at this point, given everything, Briggle is going to fight to the death. Strange.
We'll make it easier.
Meanwhile, with this thing, let's see how this goes. It goes okay. A bunch of people die. It loses some hit points, which is good. Alright. And then I'm also going to give it a chance to act as a hero. And I'll give them a chance to do that as well. Okay, so it kills another one, and then they'll get a chance to attack it. And they miss, of course. Okay. Back to you all. You can roll to hit.
Okay. I'm dropping my bow this time.
Okay.
Going in with the sword.
Alright. Misses. By the way,
Ooh.
that will be a backstab, Ben.
Ouch. Was I supposed to roll low, or I guess supposed to roll?
Yeah, you rolled a nat 20. It doesn't know what it's doing. It's because you're clicking the dexterity thing and it's trying to roll under it instead of the attack. But you rolled a nat 20, it automatically hits, and you do 4 damage to Bleak Fog, who's still alive but losing the duel against Alara, the Elven Ranger.
Was that sneak attack on Briggle? Please.
It could be, yeah. I mean, he's in combat. Yeah, you could take on Briggle.
If I can sneak up on Briggle while I took down, I think I took out an elite last time, so then he'll try and catch Briggle off guard. That would be...
All right.
As a backstab, it's what, +4 damage? I forget all of a sudden.
I'm running multiple games, and they all have different rules, so...
I know. I think I was just looking at the...
I think it's +4 in this one. No, that's Swords and Wizardry is +4.
Okay.
One of them does max damage, though.
It's not this one. And then, of course, I got the Rules Cyclopedia, and then I got the OSE. I can't remember which one we're doing now.
It's OSE, yeah.
Yeah.
+4 to damage.
Okay, So you do 10 damage.
Oh, doubles any damage. Sorry.
Helmer of Westernell, this your moment of destiny, dueling the great goblin lord Briggle, and down to his own to his command post, having defeated his forces in battle, nearly about to defeat him when all of a sudden, because someone else, unlike you, Helmer, is not bound by honor, and his body slides forward, and you see Ben standing behind him. He says something in Goblin as he dies.
Helmer's kind of like shocked, and then he's looking at Ben with like this O face, and then he just kind of goes.
Just see a goblin, throw a rock, and he holds up his sword on rock.
High five.
I think I named my sword Rock, and when I killed goblins with it last time. So.
Did everybody attack? Did everybody get to attack?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I missed.
3.
I'm so happy with the way that went. That was awesome.
Miss. You love to see it, don't you? The goblin or the monster's missing. All right, 2 are gonna try to attack Alara. Oh, Alara's level 2. Hopefully that'll change after this. Survive, Alara, please. 19. You take 3 damage.
Yeah, I'm taking that off of the hit points, right?
Yeah. Are you alive?
Yeah, I'm still alive.
Oh gosh. Okay.
They're halfway through.
Okay. All right. Let's see. And 2 elite guard are going to attack. One's going to move up and attack Ben. Is a 12 hits or misses. I mean, there's only one in position. Let's see. One of them's going to try to attack Helmer. 18 hits, right? 3 damage.
That's a hit.
One of them tries to attack Edward as one of these elite guards start to duel Edward. They realize with their leader dead, they actually are about to surrender. But it all comes down to this. All comes down to this one roll right here. That is good news. The guards of Griff Bluff, at great and terrible loss, the armies of Griff's Vale decimated, destroy the beast.
Yeah.
Hero guards.
Yeah, they're the kind of the real heroes of the
Yes,
story.
they are.
Okay.
Just this like chorus of "I feel much stronger now."
Bunch of guys need to rest and meditate on what they've learned.
So, yes, you, for a moment at least, everyone cheers. As the remaining goblins throw down their arms and are surrounded by the different forces of the Vale, of the Evening Lands. And the entire goblin horde has been defeated by the alliance of the Rangers, Griff's Bluff, you, and
the Countess Yestress, yeah.
Yeah. For a while, this kind of high of victory lasts. Sorry, it's taking a while to get it to load on this computer for some reason. I don't know why. What do you do as the fog clears?
We need to well, we should probably run over to the Baron.
Is any of the Baron not inside the beast?
I thought he got stepped on, but
Yeah, that's right.
He got stepped on.
I think.
Did you roll a percentile for how much of the Baron is left?
Yeah. It's just a good old fashioned, what's his name? The Theoden, yeah. His bones are crushed. And he's, well, quite dead. He's quite dead. But anyways, a couple of things happen as the goblins throw down their arms, and you look around the battlefield seeing that the goblins are well and thoroughly defeated. No reinforcements arrive, except that just a handful of the Knights of the Thrice Blessed arrive. One thing is that they see Helmer standing over the body of the Goblin Warlord, and everybody cheers Helmer, including the surviving Knights of the Thrice Blessed that have arrived back from the road.
Helmer grabs like Ben and like puts him in front of him and starts going like this.
Like, you can really take credit for it. It's fine.
They refuse.
It's quite all
they
right,
see a knight in plate armor with Sir Brandon's gleaming sword in the afternoon sun as the mist clears, and they're not having it. They have their hero.
Quickly, like pushing it, like the sword of Brandon into Rabbi Ben's chest and going, yeah, look at see.
In the confusion, I will exchange your sword with you again.
All right, the old switcheroo.
Meanwhile, Alara, surveying the battlefield, your elven eyes are able to see back where the beast lay, bloating in the afternoon sun on its side. The thing is massive. You see the collapsed corpse of Baron Hillsborough, Edric von Hillsborough. He only had a daughter, and besides that, his family had gone to Pomperberg, and the armies of the Evening Lands of Griff's Vale are shattered. And many, many rangers lay dead, maybe nearly half of your rangers.
That's a problem.
You feel a hand on your shoulder, Alara. It's Captain Cenarian, who seems to have survived.
Mike, that's the head elvish captain, yes?
Mm-hmm. Of the Black Oak Rangers.
Probably reach up and like put my hand on top of hers. It was a heavy victory.
Victories won this way almost always are. So many of our friends gone. It never gets easier to see them pass away like this. And as far as a hard victory, I get the sense that this may not be a victory at all.
Well, this goblin threat is removed.
Indeed. In time, as the cheers of victory are subdued, it becomes clear to everyone that that the Baron is killed, most of his inner circle dead, and nearly half of the forces of Griff's Vale, including those that could help of surrounding peoples, are gone, destroyed. Griff's Bluff itself damaged. The Pilgrim's Road shattered. The sacred sites of the Pilgrim's Road desecrated. And why is this? Let me just reload it. Really having a hard time with Foundry tonight. I don't know. Is it working for you all?
Yep, good on my end.
Seems fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I had some technical difficulties earlier, but he worked them out.
Eventually, the dead are honored, at least initially, by the rites of the thrice blessed. They're gathered. You begin to gain a sense of, by nightfall, a sense of the extent of what's happened. And Helmer, while it may have been a joke, you know, to maintain some levity in the heat of battle, it's a fact that you're the knights look to you, despite being a knight errant. They after your deeds, you are in an organization that is meritocratic, and those of great deeds are placed in positions where they're expected to lead. And there are only 4 or 5 remaining knights. They beg to join you on your quest. The temple of the thrice blessed is destroyed, and the land desecrated. The trees rotted all around it. The Pilgrim's Road, as I said, in disarray, destroyed, burned, desecrated. The holy sites all along it as well. So you have 5 paladins who are level 2 who wish to join you on your quest. Meanwhile, the remainder of the guard, somehow Sergeant Chris Fourfingers and members of the inner guard, House Hillsborough Guard, who have survived. The remaining family member is a merchant, a cousin who's actually returned, and he's not really a good fit to lead, but he's taken to the keep, and the Hillsborough Guard organize both a defense of those that remain, and there's the city's really not secure, and in fact, the dragoons, the Rebec dragoons, are basically allowed to walk around the city unquestioned, just as just about anyone would right now, with some of the walls crumbled and everything in disarray. Fires have been tamped out. Dead lay among the streets. People cry, and there's horror as the things that the goblins threw over the walls are being disposed of. What do you all do?
Let's find this commander of the dragoons.
Okay, you do that. It's not hard to do. In fact, they go to the tavern. You find them there. Let me move you over there.
Oh, thank goodness, that's where Rabbi wanted to go. It's like, yeah,
Everything's coming up right.
somebody buy me a drink. Come on.
What in the... Okay, need general stuff, I guess. And get rid of the tavern music, so we don't need that right now. So you make it back to the Lone Watchman Inn. It doesn't have a happy feel to it that you've come to know, as there are wounded being tended here by different people, and the storage rooms are being used for storage for different works that are being done by volunteers. The dragoons, the ones who have survived, let's see, I think I said there were 12. And a great many of those are dead. So I'm going to say that there are 7 survivors. And let me see if the captain is dead. Captain is dead. Instead of the captain, there is Athalia Zafra, a lieutenant. And like the others, she has dark skin, slight build, and they found some food, and they're resting. Some of them are wounded. They raise the containers, the mugs and tankards that they have that they've found to drink out of, and toast to you as you enter Helmer, along with your knights and everybody else.
Well, Helmer just kind of nods and heads towards them and orders some drinks. Lots and lots of drinks.
It's not really any situation to order anything. You basically can just go back to the storeroom and take things, given what's happening. But you can do that. Go get some foodstuffs, lay it out on the table for your knights, and for Nob and Squints and Tharnlin and all of you. And the strangest thing, you find the strangest table that has been sat at the Evening Lands. 3 aliens, 3 people that aren't even from this planet. A dwarf, an elf, 2 hobbits, and the Holy Knights of the Thrice Blessed sitting across from Rebek Dragoons, sworn enemies. You all sit together after a battle.
So, I am going to play a song.
Is it a happy song?
No, it is not a happy song. No,
Oh.
it is a lament for the state of things in the Evening Lands. It's a lament for the fallen in battle. It praises the deeds that are praiseworthy, but laments the fact that they were necessary, and that so much that is good has been lost trying to save what we can. And that in that time it is more important than ever that everyone lay aside inherited ill feeling and handle the present situation with as much goodwill as can be mustered. And that in history, such decisions have always been necessary, and the greatest of our heroes have always made them willingly. So we all need to make the same kind of decision now and renew our resolve. And this is an attempt, not a malevolent attempt, but it is an attempt at enchantment here. Not an attempt. It's an enchantment.
No, I like it. Yeah, no, this is how it should go in my opinion. Yeah. This is how an enchantment should work.
And it's up. I'm level 3, so it should affect up to 6 HD. It just works. Okay. Yeah. So
I'm sorry. That is how I.
Yeah. That's fine. Okay. That's fine if it just works. I'm just covering my bases here. Because what we're trying to do here is get the ultimate intent is then to have a discussion where I lead using the Socratic method. In other words, asking questions that will eventually lead people to the conclusion that Countess Yestra is the only possible liege lord. And that this decision has to be made quickly, and anybody standing in the way of it is standing in the way of survival. Just in case this minister or whatever, Chamberlain or whoever that guy was, decides to try and do some dastardly things in the absence of the Baron. Okay, that might be too much, but I'm basically this is the effort of an evening here, to try and get, since we've got the Dragoons and the Knights, and presumably some guards and other people who would be influential, hanging around and about, it's time to give them something else to think about here.
you do that, but as part of that, the dragoons remain quiet on this, understandably. But one of the knights, a lieutenant of yours now, Helmer, his name is Yamari. He says, "Come now, Edward. Did you think anything else would happen now? The entire Hillsborough family is dead. Only distant cousins and travelers are left. Countess Yester will march in here within 2 days. It hardly matters anymore. The temple is razed to the ground, the pilgrim's path destroyed. Life as we know it in the Evening Lands is no more."
No, I disagree, my friend. We remain. And we remember life the way it should be. It's our job to build it.
And then Helmer goes, no, she will never march into this city. And then he kind of reaches over and he kind of like grasps the shoulder of the other guy. She will walk in here.
Nice.
But the goal, if I've got everyone's attention, is to leave everybody feeling somewhat hopeful, but also, understanding that they've got to depend on each other.
I mean, the Baron went out saving his people. I'm sure the Countess will remember that. He made the ultimate sacrifice so that Griff's Bluff would not die, and he, in death at least, was able to be the hero the stories claim.
Yes. Truly, he's redeemed.
One of the dragoons says, Athalia, she says, "No one would ever question that. And I saw it with my own eyes. So Rebek will know."
Yes. It would be true to say that all of us here owe him our lives.
The music did that thing again, and right when you finished that, it went crescendo. That was...
Okay. Is there anything else that you want to do? The weather is at least merciful. And the mists clear, and some sunny fall days hang over Griff's Vale for a while, as the sun rises the next day.
Does it matter to ask whether or not the goblin army was despoiled, and if so, what were they despoiled of, and who despoiled them?
Oh, is there anything valuable out there and that sort of thing?
Yeah.
I imagine that mostly not. However, I think basically it's not only are the goblins despoiled, but can you reconsolidate everything out there and the wall and things destroyed inside the city, and there's just an entire reconstitution that's going on that is citywide, if not region-wide at this point. That's kind of how I imagine it. So, never mind the stuff that goblins have that's gross. But yeah, do you find something on the goblins that is actually cool? And let me see.
And the bull shark.
The answer might be no, but let me check. Okay. The inner guard of Wriggle has a strange thing. They have slings that are the most resilient. It's just a strange goblin technology, like a thing they would have come up with. You don't know if they made it out of really weird intestine or how they made it, but it's the most resilient, effective, and accurate sling you've ever seen in your life. The slings do d6 plus 1 damage.
Wow.
But they can only be used at short range.
Yeah.
It's a good dungeon weapon.
Yeah.
Let's see what else he's got. Wriggle had a human arming sword on him. Let's see what else they. I think that's it, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Any swag from the bull shark?
It's like a giant beached whale. It smells bad. If you,
Crawl in there.
yeah.
Land gris.
I suppose a ranger and a group of rangers could scavenge it for food. It would be an odd thing to do, and probably you don't want to let anyone know what's in the soup, but it helps the town. There's no problem with having food right now, otherwise, though.
It's the Leviathan being fed to the peoples.
Okay, so if there's nothing...
Before
go
we
ahead.
go, I would like to consult with my captain.
Okay.
Kind of go over any intel she might know or have gathered that I wouldn't. And then I want to show her the book or papers that we have to see if she's able to translate or get anything from them.
The Demonomicon?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so she says, this text is, I think that what I'm about to tell you, Alara, may sound as if myth has come alive, but as you know, the legends have that our people are not from this world, that we came here over a millennia ago, 1,500 years ago. There are others that are not from this world, that sometimes come and go from it. And this book came to this world by that means. There are things, evils, and interlopers that have affected matters here across our history. This is not from the Vale. Nonetheless, it is written in Abyssal, and this is the language of the abyss, of the realm of chaos, and the realm of demons. I would imagine that your temple friends would know more about that than we would.
They may, but I suspect they may be loath to discuss it.
That's possible as well. There are things that they refuse to accept about their history, and even owning a text like this may bring them to their baser choices about the willingness to consider how the past may be different than they think.
Is this a text worth holding on to for translation purposes, or would it be best?
I think it's dangerous. It will attract the attention of those who might author something like this text. But I also think this is crucial. I believe that the human temple people that held this text, I believe that whoever that was onto something.
The person who held this text before it came into my possession is now dead from an ambush.
Then, as it goes, and she says something in Elvish that's probably like one word. And the one word means like and now it falls to you.
Well, I shall keep it hidden. But it will be something to pursue and think about.
All right. Yeah, so unfortunately, yeah, she doesn't know a lot about demons. But it seems like it's an important book. Let's see. The sun rises on the third day, and Countess Yestra, indeed, walks, if you think of it that way, on horseback into the city with some guards. It seems like she was successful in putting down the dwarven revolt in Rebek, or at least subduing it for now. And what is happening? Clear weather. Oh, I was pressing the wrong thing. I keep trying to make it daylight and it wouldn't work. And she marches right up to the keep. And the guards arrest the surviving cousin, and take him down to the dungeon, politely, and treating him well.
That seems unnecessary, but alright.
Yeah.
Well,
no doubt.
No doubt. Yeah.
This is hers. And she goes to court.
Let's go visit the nice old lady.
Did we ever figure out what became of the Chamberlain? Because I really don't want him as part of court anymore.
Well, I hope he's there and they could be like, you know what happened?
Indeed.
Yeah, because I don't want him causing problems with this. I have a bad feeling about him.
So you go to court and you ask, do you ask around? Somebody ask somebody in court about where the Chamberlain is?
Yes.
Okay. Alara, if you ask after the Chamberlain, and a woman is there in court. There are different. It's clear that court is being held under Countess Yestra, who's acting as sovereign before she installs someone, and a lady named Vicenta has survived, and she says, "Oh, wouldn't you know, it's so tragic. It seems the Chamberlain perished in the battle." She does the sign of the thrice blessed.
Perished? How?
Well, no one has seen him. We think perhaps that he must have perished, either in walls or perhaps he joined the battle himself, like our brave Baron.
I see.
Everybody exchanges that.
Yeah, Rapi's looking over her shoulder, and anybody was like,
yeah, that's what you hear about the Chamberlain. It seems everyone has accepted that is his fate, as he must be assumed KIA. But no one knows where his body is, and no one knows where he is.
And then in a meta fashion, the camera cuts to the actual battlefield, and he's definitely 100% dead. But
yeah, he was the one that actually brought down the the land shark thing. No,
but at what cost?
So Countess Yestra addresses the court. She says, "My lords and ladies of Griff's Vale." Now, Griff's Vale is not just Griff's Bluff, right? Like, it's all the surrounding lands, and, not just the city. She says, "I know that in this time, it is an especially harsh tongue to hear this from. Mine, that we should organize now. As I've said for years. But it's clear the Baron was an honorable man. And I promise you, I will honor his memory. And we will find a suitable heir of his family, of his barony. We will bring them back from the confusion, and he will sit in the Baron's place. We will bring things back to the way they were. And we will, in fact, make them better than they were. And this will be a place where we look to the future, not just the specter of the war 20 years ago, or now this one. We will be prepared. We'll also find what caused this. I promise you this, on my word. And then she I don't know if people probably clap, because they're afraid. Her guards are here. And then she holds court, where she can, she sits on the Baron's throne, and she does so audaciously in that place of authority to address concerns and to meet with people.
I guess we should figure out what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
We should.
I kind of want to inquire about maybe you're getting a little hung up on the Chamberlain, but I kind of want to inquire about where he stayed. I want to go through his stuff. He had to live here somewhere, right? I want to look for clues and hints that he might have been in cahoots with somebody.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm up for that.
I think, my opinion is we should bring the subject up to Lady Yestra.
Mm-hmm.
Countess
She's got
Yestra.
the Baron in the back. She needs to...
She's seen the communication. Well, no, that was forged. Well,
she's seen it.
I don't know if she has seen it. I don't know if we showed that. Oh, they took. I think.
Well, regardless, I think if we seen it, we can tell her we had reason to believe that the Chamberlain. I don't know. We can ask around, right, to figure out where he was.
Yeah, something. She should be aware of it. He's obviously a threat.
Yeah.
Okay. So you want to... Let me make sure I understand. Do you want to have Ben and Alara sneak off into his chambers to look around? Or do you want to have a private audience with Countess Yestra and present all your different concerns?
If we have a private audience, we may not have to sneak.
Okay.
Because if I vouch that I saw him personally steal from the Baron and that he was dealing with sleight of hand, and we are concerned that he simply disappeared and have reason to believe that he could work to undermine her as well as he did the Baron. She needs to know to be watching him. The last thing we need is to walk off and he surfaces again and reclaims power.
We do know he hired a master thief at some point.
So all this, you gain a private audience. This is you're giving this information to her about the Chamberlain, right?
Here's the thing. Do we know that he wasn't working for her before we go to her?
We don't, but I don't see what the...
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
We don't. Well, you know what? She's in power now.
If he was working for her and that's who it was, okay, well, that works out. If it was you, they were all cool. You have nothing to worry about.
But if it wasn't you...
Yeah.
And if it was you, even then, I would still keep eyes on him, because if he betrayed the Baron for you...
Well, plus he's missing.
Yeah.
She bids you follow her. As soon as you... In your private audience with her, she just says, follow me, and has two guards with you, and just gets up and walks. She walks back to across the courtyard with her guards, even as they're trying to still organize all these matters. There's all this administrative work to do to try to this great reconstitution that's going on. There might be a second force out there or something. They don't even know, right? So security is a concern, food is a problem, disease, everything. But anyways, and civil unrest. But so we're trying to work all this out. She steps away from all of that, walks with you across the courtyard to spiral stone staircase, and you recognize this area. It leads down into the dungeons. And she,
Stinky flashbacks.
Yeah, you walk across the stone pathway that you recognize, the kind of like city block style intersecting stone pathways underneath the keep, and you make it to some of the doors where the prisoners would be kept, where you released or rescued, or however you want to look at it. What was his name? His name was
that guy.
Bretwald of Westernell. Bretwald. And anyways, so you've been here before. As you approach, you hear strange noises coming from some of the doors, growling noises. She says, she gets to the door, she says, "This is where the supposed Rebic spies were kept. It wasn't easy to get this information. I suppose I could have asked you, my friends. Sergeant Chris Fourfingers is still suspicious. I haven't locked her away, don't worry. But I know about these Rebic spies. I can assure you that there were no spies sent, because, to be honest, I didn't have the means even at the time. I could have used pilgrims, but, well, I had one insider, and she told me everything that I needed to know, in my opinion, at the time. So, this is where they took them, the supposed Rebic spies that hadn't been executed. It's a curious thing how quick they were to try to execute them. These 4 in these blocks were scheduled to be executed if the battle hadn't occurred. But in the confusion, it was impossible to try to organize the execution in time. It seems that it was under the Chamberlain's orders to rapidly execute the spies, and everyone seemed eager to agree. These people have been here for the past day and a half. And she nods toward one of the guards. They open the door, and something chained to the wall like rushes forward. And it's somebody whose flesh is rotting off their face, their eyes sunken, lifeless looking, cancerous and milky, teeth falling out. You can see bones in places as the flesh is already rapidly necrotizing and falling off their body. It struggles against the chains to try to reach you as it growls.
Who are, begging your pardon, my lady, who are they?
I don't know who they are, but the Chamberlain of this city felt that, under the advice of the guards, they had evidence that they were spies of mine, which I assure you is impossible. They were not.
They appear to be undead abominations.
That is what it appears to me as well.
And so, no news at all about where the Chamberlain is then, my lady?
She leads you, and she asks the guards to sit outside as you enter an empty cell. And the elegant and regal Countess Yestra sits on a spiderweb covered and dusty cell with you to discuss this, deep underneath the dungeon of the keep. She says, and you told her everything, right? If I recall correctly. Like you all, yeah. So you told her about the demon and where it flew and the weapon and all that stuff, what it said.
Yeah. Okay. We told her that last time. We told her that back in Rebic, I think, all that stuff.
Something has organized all of this, and by your description, it flew over the Black Spine Mountains. That means that it can only be in one place, and that would be in the Gem Throne Wilderness. And Thornland says, "That's my home, Karn Badar, the heart of the Gem Throne Wilderness." Yes, I'm afraid, my dwarven friend, that if it flew to the north, then that must be where it was headed. And then Thornland is like, "What about Keller Roz?" And she shakes her head and she says, "No, I don't think so. I don't think that it went towards the ruins."
Well, we always were going to be heading that way eventually.
Helmer shoots a concerned look at Nob and squints.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Countess Yestra folds her hands and looks at Nob and says, what are they called? Thane. My Lord Thane. How can we be of service to your people? And Nob is like, "We've been saying that for a long time, but it seems that this place, if you'll forgive me, my lady, it seems like it's in shambles. I think almost we would be more help to you." And then she smiles and she says, "I was just thinking something along those lines. What is it that your people have? What are you farmers?" And he says, "Well, we have a mile long wall. It's broken in places. We simply need help repairing it. There's still goblins in the hills to the northwest, and other strange things in the forest. But we've been able to live happily for a long time in those walls, if we could only get some help. We have food that we grow, and a lot of interesting artifacts. In fact," and he goes on for a while about what a matham is, you know.
So I'm going to say very lowly. Is it 20,000? They kept a significant amount of our treasure as well there, right? We left a huge amount there.
Yeah, plus then the Shire itself has its own, the money. They basically took over the bank.
Yeah, so I will say that in a low voice, because the thing is, if we can't trust her, we're screwed. So there's no point in not trusting her to the hilt, I think, on the whole Brandonsford question. I look around. Let's see. I really would only be Ben, I think, that would be mainly concerned about this. So I kind of look at him with a questioning glance.
And Ben's kind of,
yeah.
My lady, as anybody that we've found so far.
My lady, there is also a rather sizable cache of gold coin at Brandonsford.
At this, Squints is like, "Oh yeah, we got a bunch of money."
It means almost nothing to the people of Brandonsford because they trade almost exclusively in silver. But there is a sizable amount there.
Countess Yestra smiles. She says, and looks at Helmer. She says, "If I were being honest with you, Sir Helmer, it was problems with my faith that led the Baron to mistrust me, as I've said. And if I may confess something to you, I do sometimes struggle with my faith. Everybody's overwhelmingly religious everywhere, even if they only pretend to be, right?" And she says, in the Evening Lands, and she says, "But it's things like this that make me think that maybe something is orchestrating things to help us. Hope. These peculiar things that have all come together. And she smiles and looks at Nob and she says, I'll have an entire battalion, as well as masons, everything you need to repair the wall and secure Brandonsford. And if you'll pay us, I think that we have a lot more that we could offer, trade.
Edward makes like a visible sigh of relief, like his whole body just kind of relaxes. And like it's actually quite an emotional moment for him, because it's the only real attachment he's felt to this place, and finally what we've been at least us aldermen have been seeking. It seems like it's actually within sight.
This is the real victory.
This is the real victory I've won, as far as I'm concerned. This is amazing.
I'll have the orders drafted within the hour, and I'll have a writer send it within the day. By tomorrow, a battalion will be on the march to Brandonsford to secure it and help build the wall, and then we will discuss my future business arrangements.
She said my thane, Nob.
Nob is like, oh, yes, and like bows, like, way too ceremoniously again.
I want to pull the Aragorn. My friend, you bow to no.
I mean, he was a hero in that battle, too.
Yeah.
My lady, I cannot express my thanks enough.
Oh no, this is no service, no charity that is occurring here. Please don't think of it that way.
We've been desperate to find people willing to be paid to do this work, my lady, and it's we know that it's not charity. I feel not an ounce of shame for speaking on behalf of Brandonsford, as I take my role quite seriously.
The dwarves, the rangers, the elves, Griff's Bluff, the villages, the pilgrims, Rebic, the hobbits. We have to come together now, or else we'll all perish.
I couldn't agree more. I was just singing about this last night.
Funny thing. So, I suppose you'll be off to Carn Buldar then?
I suppose so.
Give Tharlin a little punch on the shoulder.
Tharlin looks a little perturbed. He's been told that like a demon with a powerful sword is flying with a vengeance into his homeland, that he's walking back there with a bunch of elves and strangers and aliens and hobbits and all sorts of weird things. And anyways, she says, since we're all in an honest mood, I'll tell you that I don't expect you to survive this. Whatever it is you find there. I hope that at least you can delay matters long enough so that we can bring everyone together. As the evening is the great evening has come again. It's clear.
And it seems we've arrived just in time to meet it, my lady.
Indeed. Well, if you need any supplies or requisitions, you can have them. And with that, that will end the adventure for today.